Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon isn't just a record, it is a cathedral. Each track reveals a god not of light but of shadow, the deities we unconsciously worship in our modern life. And Roger Waters described the album as an expression of pressures of life. But across its heartbeat rhythms and its lyrical incantation, it becomes something far more, which is a pantheon of gods whose dominion is time, fear, death, and illusions that we mistake for freedom. Let's go through track by track. First, we have Speak to Me and Breathe. We have to be born into the album, and that's exactly what we do here. The first sounds are laughter, heartbeat, and screams, the raw threshold of existence. Here appears the god of birth, the neglectful mother. She gives life, but withholds instruction. And she says only breathe, breathe in the air. Waters once remarked that this tract is about realizing that we are all born alone. This god abandons us at the very moment of entry, forcing us to stumble into being without a roadmap. Only sensation and longing. So then we move from that to anxiety, the experience of living in on the run, which is the god of fear and anxiety. The sound of racing footsteps, a flight announcement, the pulse of the electronics. When we listen to it and when we are in this state, we are in service to the god of fear and anxiety. That this song was about travel and anxiety, but the god behind it is older than airports. It whispers, keep on running or you perish. And maybe you can outrun the anxiety that you feel. It is never still. It is never silent. To honor this God is to worship movement itself in a belief that you can outrun it. Then we have time. And honestly, this God needs no introduction. The God of time is one that so many of us worship on a regular basis. Clocks explode, chimes rattle, and the God steps forth, merciless and implacable. Waters said the song came from the band's shock at how quickly their 20s had slipped away. The god of time is not a god of violence, but of erosion. It watches indifferently as dreams decay into regret. Quartz and gears are its chains, and every tick is a reminder that devotion to this god is measured only in what you have lost. Next, we have the great gig in the sky, which is the ode to the god of death. The wordless wails that actually rise from this song remind me oftentimes of what I can imagine death is like. Neither lyric or language, but something that's closer to a lamentation of death. Claire Torrey, who improvised the vocals, later said she simply sang her sense of mortality. Here, the god of death makes itself known, neither cruel nor merciful, but inevitable. The god speaks in a paradox, an offering of wisdom. I am not afraid of dying, any time will do. And under its gaze, endings can be terror, but they can also be medicine. Then we have the god of money. Cash registers, sarcastic riffs, and mocking laughing herald in the god of money. Waters described it as a tongue-in-cheek look at greed, yet the tone is worshipful all the same. This god seduces us into equating worth with possession, teaching that safety and love are secured only through transaction. And its hymn is relentless. Its groove is slightly off-kilter in 7/4, a machine that pulls us even as it continues to mock us. Then we have the god of war. Us and them. Soft chords that mask the absolute hardest truth, which is that this is a liturgy to the god of war. And the god of war wears the mask of separation and hierarchy. Waters conceived it as a protest against the waste of battle, but the song reveals the deeper power of this god to divide. Without is its creed. It rules through hierarchy, through noble and base, insider and outside. It's to serve the illusion that domination and morality are anywhere near the same. Then we have Any Color You Like. This is the introduction to the playful god of illusion. Kaleidoscopic instrumental summons the god of illusion, who promises freedom but delivers repetition. Richard Wright described this track as a jam, but its title is the god's sly taunt. Any color you like, as long as you choose within the spectrum that I give you. This is a god who thrives on infinite masks, shifting faces, endless adaptation. And its power lies in making us believe that we are choosing when in truth, we have no true choice. The only choice that we have is our attention. Then we have the god of reality. In Brain Damage, the lunatic is on the grass. Here rises the god of reality, a deity whose domain is not freedom but control. And Waters admitted that the lyrics were partly about Syd Barrett, but the god they invoke is older. It is one who guards the gates of thought and consensual reality, branding differences as madness. To worship this god is to live under constant surveillance of the mind, afraid that any step beyond the grass will mark you as insane. Finally, we have Eclipse. And Eclipse I see as a chorus of all the gods together. It's a final hymn. It's a gathering. All that you touch, all that you see. We are gods that exist in all that you touch and all that you see. These gods arrive to collapse opposite into one. Sun and moon, love and hate, everyone and everything. Water calls it a summary of the entire record, which it is, because every single god can be found in everything. You have a choice as to whether or not you will worship it. The god declares there is no dark side of the moon. Matter of fact, it's all dark. This is what the gods would like you to believe, that there is no choice but to worship the god of money, the god of time, the god of war. We have no choice but to worship the god of the reality that we are fed. And yet we do. We always do. This is the paradox of devotion. When all the gods are revealed, there are not actually many. There is just one vast shadow that we can choose to look into and use to transform ourselves.